welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you all of the awesome products I bought during the Sephora VIB Rouge sale. You know, it's that time of the year where they give all of their VIB Rouge members or subscribers or whatever they are 20% off their purchase no matter what it is. And I feel like those of you who are die-hard makeup lovers, which you are if you're a Sephora VIB Rouge card holder, this is the time to like capitalize on all the good stuff that you want that's a little bit more pricey and just take advantage of the savings. Even though 20% really isn't the most, it's a saving. So I'm going to share with you the products I got, and you know, maybe you will want to purchase some of these items. A lot of them are some things that are new and have been recently launched. So I will share with you my opinions on the items I have used, which is pretty much everything besides one thing. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it. So the first product I bought is from Origins. This is the RitualiTea Matcha Madness Mask. I actually received a sample of this. It was like a little packet. And what this product is a mask that you use just like any other mask, except for it's not a paste. It is actually a powder. And it's used with matcha, which I don't even really know what that is. It says that it is a revitalizing powder face mask with matcha and green tea. So what you do is you put 2 teaspoons of this powder, and you also mix that with 2 teaspoons of water. And I mix the two, and then I get like the typical mask consistency, and then I use a foundation brush to apply it on my face. And when I used it the first time, I was so impressed. It made my skin feel so clean. It felt so refreshed. And it just felt so moisturized, and I love the way my skin felt for the next couple of days. Like, it just felt very good, and I just felt very clean and just very nice. So I did buy the full-size product because I was impressed with it, and I was really happy with the results. And I use this about twice a week, and it is crazy looking. You look kind of like the Hulk when you put it on, but it is awesome, and I think it's definitely worth it. So moving on from that product, I'm going to share with you a perfume I bought. So I have the Stella perfume. This is the original pink one. I don't know. I know they have like 2 or 3 different types, but this is the one with the light pink top. And I had the rollerball version of this, and I loved it. I love it because it's very fresh. It's not overpowering. It's just very me in a scent, because I love those fresh, like clean scents, maybe a little fruity, but this one is just very fresh, very clean, and it doesn't overpower the room when you walk in. It's just a very light scent, and I loved it so much that I wanted to buy it, but I've always been on the fence. I know that it's easier for me to spend my money on makeup. Even if it's a $100 product, I can buy it. It's gonna hurt my feelings when I buy it, but I can buy it. But when it comes to a perfume, I'm like, I don't know why. It's just more difficult for me to spend my money on a perfume. So then when I got the 20% off, I decided to just do it and buy it and just splurge a little bit, because I will be getting my money's worth on this, because I really do like it, and I think it's just so nice. So I love this perfume. If you're someone who likes those fresh, easy scents, like, I think you will definitely love this one. It is a great option to have. Okay, so moving on from that, I'm going to share with you a setting powder. This is from Sephora. This is the Bright Set in the color Banana, and this is a yellow translucent powder that is great for setting. It is very finely milled, and I got it because it was on the sale rack. And when I bought it, I was pretty impressed with the product. It's very finely milled. It goes on really easily. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin. The only problem with it, which I would refrain from buying it for this very reason, is that it does give you crazy flashback. I took a picture with this with flash, and it was like boom underneath the eyes. Like, it was light. Like, I looked crazy. So that is the only down part about this. I love the product in itself, except for the fact that it gives you like crazy horrible flashback, and I don't think that anybody wants that, because we're constantly taking pictures, because we just do. So that I don't like about it. I don't know how it is as far as just normal setting, like just dusting it on with a powder brush. I feel like it might be okay, but when it comes to baking and just setting it and concentrating it on a specific area, I don't think it's a great pick, especially if you're going to be taking any pictures or flash photography. So this one, by your own discretion. I don't think you need it because of that, but whatever you want. I'm so hot, you guys. Let me go turn on the air. Okay, so the next product I did purchase was from Dior. This is a splurge product, and one other time to buy it than the VIB Rouge sale, right? So this is the Diorskin Nude Air Luminizer in the color 001. I did purchase a highlighter from them about 6 months ago. I think it's in the color 002, I believe, but it's very similar packaging. It comes with the same like packaging, it comes with the same little brush, and it comes in the velvet case. It's just very luxurious, Dior of course. And when I swatched this, I thought it was so beautiful. It is more of like a pinky golden, but more, I want to say pinky than the other one. The other one had a little bit more of a gold tint to it. But when I used it and I swatched it on my skin, I was like, yes, like I loved it. And the quality of the Dior highlighters are so nice. I think they go on so beautifully. They swatch really nicely as well, and they go onto the skin very beautifully. Like I just am very impressed with them as a highlight. And look at that luminosity on the back of my hand. It is gorgeous. And the thing about this highlight that I like is that it's very pigmented. I think that it will suit so many different skin tones well, whether you're light, maybe not fair, but light to medium to tan. I think these will look good on those skin tones. But if you are dark or fair, I feel like for your fairness, it's going to be a little bit too pink. And if you're a little bit more dark, I feel like it's going to look too opaque and too white on the skin. So other than that, I think it's great. I think it's pretty universal, not completely, but it's pretty universal, and the quality is superb, and it stays forever on the face, and I'm very impressed with it. So I think that this was a really great splurge product to buy when they had a sale going on. So moving on from that, I'm going to share with you this Mercier Candleglow Sheer Perfecting Powder. I am in the color 3, and I really didn't have any plans on buying this. I just swatched it on the back of my hand at Sephora, and I was very impressed. And lately, I feel like I've been getting a little bit more oily than usual in my T-zone. I'm not super oily, but I've been getting more oily, I find, and I think it's because I've been drinking like tons and tons of water, so it's making me more oily. Like maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But this powder is a really nice setting powder. I thought that it went on so easily. It's so skin-like and so thin, and it just doesn't feel like product sitting on top of my face. And the thing I loved about this, which really like sold me when it came to this product, was the fact that it gave you a really nice glow to the skin. It kind of gave you like a really iridescent glow, and it makes you look like just so healthy and so glowy and like so fresh. Like, so I love that about it. I've only used it like maybe 3 or 4 times, and I haven't had any problems. I do find that I do have to retouch. It doesn't keep me completely matte, but I do love it, and I'm very happy with the product so far. And I think it's just a little bit different than what I'm used to as far as the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, because it does have a little bit of flecks of shimmer in it and gives you like a really nice glow. But it was really nice to step outside of my comfort zone and try something different. And I haven't had the problem with flashback with this, whereas with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, I kind of have a little bit of flashback. Not horrible, but I do get a little bit of flashback. So I think this one is a great alternative for somebody who is someone who does makeup or something like that and doesn't want like their brides or their clients to have flashback in any flash photography. I think this is a great, alternative to the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. Okay, so the next product I got was from Marc Jacobs. This palette is so pricey. I will just put that disclaimer out there. It is $99, and I know that's ridiculous, but I had swatched it when I had went in the store. I just swatched one of the colors, which is this gold right here, because I just wanted to see. I've never used a Marc Jacobs eyeshadow. I've never tried their eyeshadows. I have some of their products, but not a lot. And I swatched this gold right here, and it sold me. It made me want the product instantly. And I was super impressed. I mean, when it went on my skin, it was so luminous, and it's just so pigmented. I mean, the pigmentation on this is crazy. So I did buy it. Why not? So I thought that this palette was especially nice because it has a really great selection of colors. So as you see, it comes with 20 eyeshadows. It has the perfect transition shade right here. It has your brow bone highlights. It has your frosty highlights. It has your neutrals. It has your golds. It has your black. It has your deep brown. It has like a really beautiful deep purple color and a nice burgundy like red brown color. So I feel like they did a really great job of making it very diverse, making it so user friendly. And I think that it's great for so many different skin tones, no matter if you're light, medium, or dark. I feel like this palette will be something that you will get your money's worth. It's great for traveling. The mirror in this is insane. It's huge. And I think the quality of these eyeshadows are bomb. Like, they are expensive, but they are bomb products. And I think that they did such an awesome job with this palette. I'm very impressed. I do think that it's worth it for me. It is really steep price point wise, but it is amazing quality and I'm so happy with it. And I just cannot rant and rave about this enough because I just think they did such a phenomenal job with the product and like making it well thought out and making it so easy and user friendly for so many different people. So definitely suggest this. I love it so much. And it's just a sleek, really beautiful gold case. It's very luxurious. It's very Marc Jacobs. It's just perfect. I love it. So moving on from that palette, I'm going to share with you another palette. I did capitalize on all the palettes because why not? So the next one I got was from Too Faced. This is the Christmas in New York, the chocolate shop. And this is chocolate infused, just like a lot of their other palettes. And I love Too Faced. That is one of my favorite brands of all time. I think they put out such amazing stuff and I do not miss an opportunity to purchase one of their palettes, especially during the holiday season. I want to say for the last like 5 to 6 years I haven't missed a holiday collection. So I was really happy when I saw this come out and I saw it at Sephora. And I saw this color right here. It's called Sugared Raisin, which is just this really beautiful iridescent like pinky shade, pinky purpley shade. And when I swatched it, I was like, oh my god, this is beautiful. I mean, I have like a billion eyeshadows probably very similar to it, but you can see it right there. It is so luminous and I just love the way it looked on my skin when I applied it. And I swatched several different other shades and I thought that they were really nice, so I did go ahead and snag it. I think they did a really nice job of incorporating neutral shades because it is more of a neutral based eyeshadow palette, but they did add some nice pops of color, so I think that's great. I think they did a nice job of also including like a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight. I think that's nice because it makes it more of a travel friendly palette and it makes it more user friendly. The only thing I will say about the Too Faced palette is that, I mean, I do have a lot of their holiday ones like I said before, and I feel like they're all very similar. They come with the palette and they come with the melted lipstick. This one came with melted chocolate lipstick and it came with the Better Than Sex mascara as well as the shadow insurance. So I mean, the quality is great. I love it. I just wish that they wouldn't make them like super similar. Like they're always in a pink packaging and they always have like something like this on it. But I love them. I think they're great. But I definitely don't think you need all of them because they are kind of similar and I feel like they all kind of blend together and mesh together after a while. But if you're someone like me who loves makeup and you love the holiday collections and you just kind of collect stuff, then why not? It just depends on you, and if you feel like this is something that you need in your collection. I don't think it's essential, but I do like it. But it's pretty much up to you guys and what you prefer and what you want to spend your money on, basically. So moving on from that, I want to share with you the Kat Von D Metal Palette. It is so beautiful. I will be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. I am not a huge fan of Kat Von D's eyeshadows. In the past, I think that they were pretty bad quality. I didn't feel like I gravitate towards them. I bought 3 of her palettes in the past, and I felt like the quality was just mediocre. I don't think it was worth the price point. And I even bought the holiday collection La Vida Loca one last year because it had like a really nice color selection. It had like bright colors and it had neutral colors and it had mattes and it had shimmers, and I was like, this is awesome because it has just so much incorporated in one shadow palette. So I was pretty excited about it, but when I did use it, I did feel like the quality was not there. The pigmentation was not what I wanted it to be, and I wasn't super impressed. So I was a little bit like about Kat Von D eyeshadow. So I never was moved to buy any of the palettes that she's launched recently or anything like that. But I did talk to my sister-in-law and she had mentioned to me that this palette had gotten so many great reviews, and I know that Kat Von D did go through her line and reformulate a lot of her stuff. So I was like, okay. When I went to Sephora, it was sitting right there when you walked in. So I did try it. I did like swatch a few of the shades and I was so impressed, you guys. Like, I was super impressed and I was blown away because it was not what I thought it was going to be. So this palette is really fun. It's got really great fun shades. It's got purple, it's got blue, it's got green, and it's just so fun. Like, I love palettes that are fun but also very user-friendly at the same time. So I think she did a great job with that, because she always likes to have really fun colors in her palettes, and I love that because I feel like sometimes palettes are just kind of blah and mediocre and boring, and I love pops of color. Even though you may not use them all the time, they're just fun to have the option if you wanted to. Okay, so this comes with 22 eyeshadows. 13 are completely matte and the rest are very shimmery, and I think that that's a really great in itself, because I love when they have a really nice balance of shimmers versus mattes. I feel like it's really important to have mattes. Like, I feel like you can get away with a completely matte eye, but you cannot wear a completely shimmery eye. Like, if you do that, you're wrong. It's wrong. Okay? It's wrong. You need mattes in there, okay? So when I had swatched this color tinsel, this is a color that sold me because it is like the most beautiful silver. It's like a champagne silver. You guys, when I swatched it, I had to have it. It is so buttery, and it's unlike any eyeshadow I think I've ever used. It's kind of similar to the Natasha Denona's, but not quite. But it's just so pigmented and so buttery. And I wore it for the first time the other day, this palette. I've only worn it once. And the pigmentation was great. Even when you pick it up with a brush, the product just goes on. It glides on, it stays. I worked 13 hours and it stayed in place as I placed it from 6 o'clock in the morning all the way to 8 o'clock at night. So I was super impressed with that. The matte that I used was this color Velvet, which is more of like an eggplant deep purple. It is so pigmented. When you dip your brush into it and you place it on your lid, the pigmentation is insane, like insane. And I could not believe it. It blends out beautifully. I think she did an awesome job, you guys. I definitely suggest this palette. This palette is amazing. And when I put it in my bag, I was walking around Sephora, and a lot of the workers who were there were like, oh my god, that palette's awesome. That is the best palette in the world. So I was really moved by that as well, and when I used it, I could totally see why they love this, and I am really impressed, and I have to give it to her because it is a really beautiful palette, and I feel like I will be loving on this so hard. So if you want this, I would suggest getting it sooner than later because it is limited edition. This price point of this is $60, which is a little bit expensive, but I love it. I think it's great quality. It's completely worth it. The only thing I don't love about it is that the packaging is kind of bulky, like it's long. If this was a little bit shorter, like maybe like an inch, I would love it a little bit more, but it's not convenient for travel, but I probably will be traveling with this, let's be honest, because I think it's amazing. So go out and get this. I strongly, strongly suggest it, and I love it. You know when you just talk so much that you just have to take a deep breath? That's how I feel right now. Okay, let's jump back in. The next two palettes I bought were from Makeup Forever. These are the Night Artist Shadow palettes. I have 3 of these eyeshadow palettes. One that I have in my kit for when I do makeup for brides and like any of my clients. And then I got these 2 because they were on sale. This one is the, I don't remember the exact names of these, but I saw them on sale for $34, and with 20% off, that price point was pretty nice. And I love Makeup Forever eyeshadows. I think they're great quality. This palette has like some really fun summery shades. It's got like your blues, it's got like a really nice like burnt orangey like pinky shade, it's got your neutrals. This palette is completely shimmer. I think I just bought this because it was just very fun. It was really nice, and I really love the formulation of Makeup Forever. If you watch my 2015 Best of Beauty, I included these shadows as my favorites. So I want to capitalize on that savings and the sale price, and I bought this even though this palette is not something that you're going to use every day. I just got this just because, pretty much. But I love the shadows. I think they're great, and this was just a really fun shadow to have. And the next one I bought, also very bright and vibrant. I love these shades too because this pink right here, it's money. I love it. I just love this color right here, which reminds me of MAC's Club, I think it is. It's like that iridescent shade where it's like a brown, but it's also like a bluish green. So I bought it because of that as well, and it's also got a few neutral shades and then your purple. So these palettes were not like an essential. I don't think you need to go out and run and get it. I just thought the price point was really good. They were on sale plus the 20% off. I felt like I really couldn't beat that, especially for Makeup Forever. I think that's a really great price, and I love the eyeshadows, so that's the main reason why I purchased those. I bought this Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss. This is in the color Undressed. I bought this because when I swatched it on my hand, I was like, it is beautiful. It looks so nice on my skin when I swatched it, and I love Anastasia Beverly Hills lip glosses. I think they're so pigmented and they're opaque and they're comfortable. They're not too sticky, and that's what it looks like on my skin right there. The only thing is when I swatched it on my hand, I was like, this is going to be the most perfect nude. I'm going to be able to wear this with everything. And when I actually applied it to my lips, it looked very fair, I will be honest. So I'm wearing it today right now, but I did have to pair it with a lip liner. So any lip liner that you love that is a little bit more pinky or a little bit more like nude, like more like MAC Strip Down or MAC Spice. I have it with MAC Spice right now, and I think the combination is really pretty. I think it's a really nice lip gloss, but I just feel like alone on my skin tone, it just kind of makes me look a little bit more washed out. But I feel like if you're medium to fair, this will be absolutely stunning on your lips. And Anastasia Beverly Hills has my favorite lip gloss formulation of life, so I feel like it's perfect. So the next product I got was a Sephora. This is the eyebrow pencil. I love their eyebrow pencils. I use them forever and ever and ever. And it's the one thing that I do seem to go through a lot when it comes to makeup. So I just did buy a backup of this. This is in the color Midnight Brown. The only downfall to this product is that I don't love the actual brush to comb out your brows. It's actually like a mini comb, and I feel like it doesn't do anything. So I feel like it's kind of pointless, but the actual brow product in itself is really good, and it is pretty affordable, and with the 20% off, it made it just that much more affordable. So I just got a backup of this guy. And moving on, continuing with the eyebrow products, I got the Benefit Gimme Brow, and this is in the color 3. This is a tinted brow gel. And I've never used the ones from Anastasia Beverly Hills. The only reason I got this one is because with my points, they had the little sample size of it, and I got it because I was like, let me try it. And what I did was I outlined my brows using a pencil, and then I used the brow gel to fill them in, and just that was it. Like, it was just so easy, and I love the way it looked. It is what I did today because it fills your brows in really nicely, all those sparse areas, without looking over the top. I think it's really nice. It gives you like that natural but beautiful defined brow look, and I felt like the product was really good. And I mean, the only reason I bought it was because it was 20% off, and it's a little bit more expensive. It's like $24, so I don't think it's essential. I feel like NYX has one that's a little bit more affordable. It's a very teeny tiny product, but I did really like it. That's the reason why I purchased it. But if you're someone who's balling on a budget, try out the NYX one. See if you like that. But I definitely think that the brow gel tinted is really easy, and it makes doing your brows just so much quicker. So that is the upside of this brow gel. So the last product I'm going to share with you is from Huda Beauty. This is the Textured Shadow Palette Rose Gold Edition, and I had seen this all over Instagram. Like, I saw it everywhere, and when I first saw it for the first time, I was like, this is beautiful. Like, the color selection was beautiful. I was like, these are shadows that are like completely up my alley. The colors look just stunning and super pigmented. I used this for the first time today. It's currently what I have on my lids, and I have mixed reviews about this from the first time I've used it. So this is my first impressions kind of about this. Okay, so the mattes are good. I don't have a problem with the matte shadows. They're really nice. I think she did a really great job. These two shadows right here are perfect for transition. I love this like beautiful berry shade, and I love the dark brown and the black. Like, I just think she did a great job as far as the mattes. I also love the Moon Dust color because that's great for brow bone and inner tear ducts highlight. I like that as well. It's what I have on right now. I just think all of that is pretty good. The problem I'm having is with these shades right here. Maybe not this one, but these textured shades are what's giving me a problem. I used my brush initially, and I put it in the product, and nothing came out on the brush. Like, literally when I tried to like put it on my eyes, like nothing came. Maybe like a fleck of shimmer or a fleck of glitter. So I had to use my fingers, and I do not love using my fingers in eyeshadows. I feel like the oils from your fingers kind of taint the eyeshadow. It doesn't make the product as good. I just do not like using fingers in my eyeshadows. That's just me. So what I compare this to is the Stella little eyeshadow pots that they have that are made with the flakes. That's what it reminds me of, the texture and the consistency. And for those, you get them with a mixing medium. So I feel like this eyeshadow palette is missing the mixing medium. Because of the texture, it's just very hard to apply, and you do have to use your fingers. If you don't use your fingers, you're not going to get product on with the brush. I'm just going to lay that out there. Maybe you might have some like better luck with using Max Fix Plus or something like that. I also don't love to do that because when you wet your brush with Max Fix Plus and you dip it into the eyeshadow palette, I feel like it just ruins the eyeshadows. I typically, when using Max Fix Plus, is I dip it into the eyeshadow, then spray the Fix Plus on my brush after, so I'm not getting the product like super wet. So just a little FYI. So I think that's the only product. I'm gonna still play around with it. This was, like I said, my first time using it. It looks breathtaking on the lids. Like, I just think that the colors are beautiful. Like, I mean, if you look at it, they're just absolutely gorgeous. But I just am not crazy about the formulation of textured eyeshadows she did use. And I just wish that maybe she would have included the mixing medium with it. I don't know. But I'm still going to play with it and see how I like it. The mattes are definitely great. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I'm not going to tell you guys to go out and get it because it's $60. So I just feel like, I don't know. I'm just on the fence about it. But I wanted to support her because she is like another YouTuber, Instagrammer. And I think she's just super great. I think she's a great, like, role model because she just is very empowering to women. So I want to support her, but I just feel like this product is kind of meh, especially for the price point. So I will keep you updated on it because I will continue to play with it and see what works best and, you know, whatever. But as for right now, I don't think it's an essential product to have in your collection. The last product I got, I don't have with me. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail. It's going to come in the mail on Thursday. I'm so excited. And it is the Natasha Denona Stardust palette. You guys, that palette is so expensive, but I love Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. I have one of her eyeshadow palettes and I love it. It's one of my favorite eyeshadows of all time. I love the formulation. I love the pigmentation. I just think it's bomb. And it's super expensive, but I suggest if you are a makeup lover, that is the kind of thing you buy. That's the thing you treat yourself with. That is a splurge. That is a gift. That is like something you get for like something. Like, it's not something you just buy because it is really pricey, and I understand that. And that's why I never really talk about the eyeshadows on my palette because they're not like super affordable and it's not something that people are just gonna run out and buy. But I do think that if you're someone who's willing to splurge and you're willing to spend the money, it is money well spent because the quality of the product is amazing. And I think that Natasha Denona does such a great job with her eyeshadows. They're so nice, from the pigmentation to the like mattes to like the glittery shades. Like, I feel like they're just unlike any eyeshadow on the market. So that's the plus to me. So when I get it, if you guys want, I can give you like a review about it. I will swatch it for you, whatever you guys want. If you don't want it, whatever, I understand, because it's not really something that's super affordable and super desirable because of the price point. But just keep me posted. Write the comments down below of what you guys want to see. So this completes my haul, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys soon. And last but not least, I have a surprise for you guys. Okay, so if you watch my channel, you know I have 2 dogs. Their names are Kai and Kona. They're little Yorkies, and I love them so much. They're my children. And I got another little guy. This is Cade. He is my newest addition to my family. He is so cute. I love him so much. Say hi, Cade. Say hi. He was sleeping on my lap. But he is another Yorkie as well. A friend of mine gave him to me because she had bought him and then like couldn't handle it with, like, you know, having a child and all that stuff. She was like, it's too much for me. Do you want him? And I was like, of course I want him. Look at him. Like, I'm that crazy dog lady. So yeah, like, I just got him. I'm so super excited. He's such a great little puppy. I love him so much, and I just thought maybe he'd be fun to share on my channel. Say hi, Kate. Hi. Alright guys, thank you guys a lot for watching and supporting me. I will see you guys soon. Bye guys.